Hey everybody, how's it going? This is attempt number 2 at trying to record this video because my computer decided to freeze up. Lovely. Not much has been going on. I'm laying down because my back's hurting me really badly. And, so, yeah. But that's beside the point. Let's see. Yesterday, I went to AT&T to get my girlfriend's new Go phone. She got an Asus Zenfone 2E, which I guess is a special edition Zenfone 2E through AT&T, so I don't know. Kind of weird, I guess you could say. But, I also went to Target yesterday and looked around. I went to Meijer yesterday and kind of looked around a little bit. I mean, this is the time of the year where I'm starting to get some Christmas ideas for some people, so we'll see what I end up getting. This weekend I'm going to be doing some reviews. I'm not going to tell you what they are because I'm full of surprises, so you'll just have to find that out. So yeah, for those of you wondering what shirt I'm wearing today, Ludington, Michigan. One of my favorite places in the whole wide world. I go to Ludington every year, the first weekend in August, because I have my family reunion there, which is my mom's side. There's not really many family reunion stuff that happens on my dad's side because his family was so small, and I didn't get to know my grandmother on my dad's side of the family or my grandfather because my grandfather on my dad's side of the family died before I was born, and my grandmother died on my dad's side of the family shortly after I was born. So I was fortunate enough to get to know my mom's parents, who I love very, 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 very much, and I miss them a lot. They passed away, and I was really close to them. I didn't really get to know them longer than what I wanted to. I mean, I eventually want to marry the person that I'm with now, whose name is Dawn, and I love her very, 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 very much. So when you guys hear me mention Dawn, you know who I'm talking about. So, because she's my girlfriend, but I would have loved to have my dad and my mom's parents see me get married. That would have meant so much to me, and I mean, it's just something that I wished I could have had them see, but I guess they'll be watching down from heaven, hopefully. So,
It's not a balloon. It's a spotlight for a tiny ballerina.
sorry, I'm having
And just
something going on my computer here.
When it means this much, make it move longer.
I have to adjust my volume on my computer. I don't know what that was. Sorry, I'm not trying to advertise anything. Yeah, so I don't know. Found out that Cedar Point just added their first track piece to Valraven, which is going to be their new ride. Yeah, I'll ride it. It's not exactly what I expected, and I don't know. It just isn't. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. It doesn't look like too much of a layout anyway, but I mean, I'll try it. That's just my opinion. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just very disappointing. I was hoping that they would have made it a lot longer than what it is. But, hey, I guess beggars can't be choosers, huh? So, hopefully sometime this weekend you guys will be able to meet some people that are very good friends of mine. There's one that you can't meet this weekend because she doesn't work weekends, and that's our cook that works during the week here, whose name is Mary, and she is like one of the nicest ladies. She's also a very, very, very good cook. And so, yeah, she's been in my life for probably almost 2 years now, going on 3. Me and my girlfriend are planning on moving, but that's because we need more space. Because where I live, it is the room that I live in is kind of like a Motel 6 room, like size dimensions. So we'll see. Tonight for dinner is roast. Yep, roast and potatoes. I have had people in the past that have tried to turn me into a vegetarian. No, not happening. I am not ever going to be a vegetarian. I love meat. Meat doesn't always love me, but that's because I may have mentioned this in one of my videos before. I have a disorder called hemochromatosis, which means my body stores too much iron, so I can't really eat too much like beef stuff, and I have to be very, very, very careful of how much stuff that I do consume has iron in it. And the only treatment that they have for it is I have to go to the doctor and they have to drain blood out of me. And there is no blood that gets put back into me, so, And the second blood disorder that I have too is called polycythemia, and that's no fun either, because my body produces way too many red blood cells that it can handle. So, I mean, it's not exactly a fun thing. So, I mean, it's something that's there, and, I go and get my treatments for it. My father had both of these, and it's hereditary. Um, so, I mean, my father didn't really go get it treated. I don't think he really knew that he had it.
Different crown.
Hang on a minute. Sorry. I gotta turn this volume down on my computer. Sorry about that. I'm not sure that my dad knew that he had it younger in life. They kind of caught it late. Or I should say too late. My father had a lot of different medical issues, and so I think that this was part of what got him, you know, and my dad had become very, very sick. So, I mean, he he was just, I don't know how to say it. I guess you could say my dad was stubborn. I am too, I mean, it's like, I procrastinate too, I kind of consider myself as one of my own self-diagnosis is a walking, what is that word? Bureaucracy. There we go. And I know that's kind of sad to say that, but there are a lot of things that I purposely put off because I don't want to deal with it at all. But that's besides the point, and we're going to get off that before I get myself into some big trouble here. Yeah, it's, it's really sad that my dad's not here anymore. I miss him every day. And it sucks because when his birthday comes around, it's like, I can't really call him, the biggest thing is that I got to really talk to him about all the problems that that I have, or that I'm having in life. And since I don't really have that person, listening to me anymore, it's really hard. And I guess that's where my girlfriend comes in. I mean, I can talk to her about anything. I mean, she is there for me 100%, and we love each other like bread and butter. I mean, she's my world. I mean, she makes me very, very happy. And I am glad that I have her in my life. I really am. And, we've been through tough times. Nobody's relationship is always perfect. You have these people that are out there that are always like, oh, well, my relationship is perfect. My relationship is better than this person's. No, 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 no. It's like, no relationship is perfect. Because you have your ups and downs. There are many hurdles you have to get over, being in a relationship. But, as long as you talk things out, you don't fight about it, don't sit there and just argue, because if you sit there and you argue, you're not going to get anywhere. Nowhere. It's ridiculous. You have these people who sit there and they fight and argue all the time. I even don't like to hear that. Fighting and arguing to me is pointless. Where are you going to get in a relationship if all you're going to do is sit there and fight and argue, try to control what the other person is doing, and if you're in a relationship with somebody where you're going to end up fighting and controlling that person while they're sitting there and trying to control you, that's not going to work. I'm sorry. How is that going to work? I don't fully understand that. I don't. At all. You might as well just split up with that person if that's where things are going. It's ridiculous. I don't know. It's just nuts. You see these people every day saying, oh, honey, by the way, you have to do this, or you need to do this. But, in a mean way, like, if you're sitting there and you're saying, honey, you've got to, or honey, you have to remember to do this, that's different. Like, if you're sitting there and you're being demanding about it, like, you have to do this, or you have to do that, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. I've been around the block a few times. I've been controlled. And it's just, it's not right. Many times I thought that I found the right person. I really did. And I ended up being cheated on. And it was very hurtful to me. So, I hope a lot of you learned a lot from what I've said. I don't know. Probably, maybe not, but I hope you did. But, sometimes I feel like I'm a counselor. I feel sometimes, because I have to deal with a lot of people's problems. I'm good at giving them ideas and solutions of how to fix their problems, but I don't like doing that all the time. It's like, as soon as I step in the door at work, I have some people that come up to me and they're like, hey, Carl, this person is doing this person is doing that. How do I fix this? Or how do I do this, and this? It's like, I'm only one person, for crying out loud. I can only handle so much. Like, a lot of you understand where I'm coming from. I can only handle so much. I'm just one person. I'm not sitting here trying to whine or be a brat or whatever you want to call it. I'm not trying to do that. But it's just like, how is it that I, as one person, can fix everybody's problems at once? I can't. Because that just gets me stressed out, and then I end up thinking about it all day long. Like, I'll give this person advice, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, is this the right advice that I'm giving this person? I personally don't understand. I just don't. So, I get nervous whenever I give anybody advice. I get nervous because I don't know if it's going to be the right advice. So, I just play everything by ear every day. Of course, I have to be very careful with dealing with these people because they all have disabilities. I have a disability. People with disabilities, their feelings get hurt very easily. Now, I'm not saying that people who don't have a disability get their feelings hurt easily. But people who are disabled, with mentally, who have a learning disability or something like that, their feelings get hurt a lot more easier because we are more fragile. And a lot of people fail to realize that. And one thing that really makes me mad is that people talk down to us as a community of people with disabilities. They talk down to us like we're little children. We're not little children. Okay, some of us mentally may be like little children, but we're not. Treat us with respect. Treat us with love and compassion, and, we don't need special treatments. Treat us like an adult. Don't treat us like a child when we're, with me being an adult with a disability. Don't treat me like a child. Treat me like an adult, the way that I want to be treated. Yes, sometimes I may act immature, but that's besides the point. Just please, whenever you see an adult that has a disability, please treat them like an adult. Don't talk down to them like they're a little child. Please do not do that. Because that upsets us. You know, that upsets the people with disabilities who are in that community. You know, I mean, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us in the disabled community. You know, there's a lot. So, I mean, this whole thing is like near and dear to my heart because a good majority of all my friends have disabilities. You know, because that's what I grew up with. I mean, I don't have very many friends who don't. I mean, yes, I have people on my Facebook who are my friends that I went to high school with, but, you know, I don't have very many people who aren't my friends without disabilities. You know, so, I mean, either treat us nicely or don't talk to us at all. I mean, that's all I have to say about that. You know, I mean, so, I mean, when I was in high school, we had somebody who dumped this guy out of a wheelchair. It took four people to put him back in his wheelchair because he cannot, you know, he could not move himself. He could not get himself in that wheelchair. He could not do it. And that really pissed me off. So, I mean, a good majority of those people all of you people who are bullying, yeah, I'm talking to those people who bully. Are people with disabilities. They can't help people with disabilities are people that they can't help who they are. They can't help that they have a disability. They can't help any of that. So, you guys just need to stop. I am so sick and tired of hearing every single day on the news about, oh, well, they're bullying in this school. What do we do to stop it? It has to be that individual who is doing the bullying to stop. It has to be. The schools can put it in their code of conduct all they want about bullying. About, oh, well, bullying is not tolerated in our schools. Yeah, well, it's that school's fault why they allow it to happen. So, I mean, I'm just disgusted with bullying. I was bullied in school, and I hated it. And all these people going around shooting people, all you guys are big bullies. And I'm tired of it. Knock it off. I mean, yes, you guys can see that I'm really mad. And it does make me mad. It does. But, I think I've rambled enough for now. So before I start yelling at the top of my lungs and I get in trouble. So, I mean, I will talk to you guys later. This is Coaster Carl signing off.